Hey guys, Jim here, and holy shit! Buckle in, boys and girls. We are about to go on one hell of a ride. Now, if you've watched my channel at all, I mean, even just a couple of videos, you know that I have made a lot of videos on Reate knives, and I'm a big fan. And that each and every evolution, every new model gets better and better and better. And there's really only been two that really weren't my style, the D9 and the Hills. But that was only because I got other Reates that I liked more before I got those two. So I was already spoiled. And standalone, those were amazing knives. And anybody that has one will tell you that. However, what I'm about to show you is the game changer. And I'm going to put it out there right up front before we get into anything else. This is as good and beautifully made as many custom knives that go up into the $1,800, $2,000 range. Maker price, not secondary market. This is that good. We're going to break it down and see exactly why. Now, before I get too far into it, I do want to explain that this was actually David Dang, the owner of Reate Knives. This was his personal prototype. This knife, as of right now, making this video, has not been released to the public yet. They sold a few prototypes at the Blade Show 2016, and that is it. This was one of his personal prototypes, and you probably saw him with it at the show, and it had carbon fiber onlays. He went back home, took the carbon fiber out, and put Moku tie in for my knife to send this to me. And this will never be leaving my collection. It is just truly amazing. So you're going to see some wear on it. You're going to see some marks on the blade. Don't let that detract you from how amazing the knife is just because it's been knocked around and used a little bit. I really want you to get a good feel for this knife. The first thing that you need to understand is this is the very first integral design for Reate. And if you're looking at the beauty of this design going, I kind of recognize the shape of this flipper tab. I kind of recognize the overall sleek, futuristic feel of it. Well, that's because this knife was designed by Tashi Bharucha. Now, for those of you who don't know Tashi, he is a French designer and knife maker. He makes his own knives, but I think he may be much more well known for the collaborations that he does with other knife makers. I mean, and you'll see some of the most expensive, crazy-ass knives have come out of Tashi's mind. And I'm going to start here, after that, with the negative, the one negative on this knife. I just wish that they didn't have to use these screws, and notice I'm not calling these inlays because they really are, they're pronounced, they're standing up above the titanium frame. I wish it could have been executed without those screws. That's it. That's my one and only beef, and that they would have blind screwed this. Actually, I don't know that you really can. Well, you could with a very specific tool, but again, this is an integral. They can't just take it apart and screw things in from the side, but there's a specific tool that you could use. But that's it. That's and if that's the worst thing you can say about a knife, holy shit. I'm going to liken the overall look and the way that these onlays are done much to GTC knives, to Gus Cicchini. Sometimes Gus will do completely flush inlays, and sometimes he'll do partial inlays where they are sitting into the frame, but then they're thicker and they stand up, so it's more of an onlay. And that really is what these are. So now that that's out of the way, boop. Amazing action. And just take a look at that. Take it in for a second and realize how massive this knife is. You have a 3.75 inch Bowler M390 steel blade. It is 5.01 inches closed. 8.76 inches overall length. It's a big ass knife, but it's so sleek and so slender that you forget all about that. It's also 5.2 ounces, so it is pretty damn lightweight for its size. Full titanium integral with a very wide chamfered edge going all the way around. They've chosen to highlight the fact that it's an integral by milling in these chevrons. Calls your attention to the fact that, hey, there's no back spacer there. The finish work on this is exemplary. I mean, it's amazing. So you have this beautiful satin finish here to a matte bead blasted finish here. Everything is smooth and slick to the touch. There's your flat face flipper tab that Tashi is so well known for. And it does have the serrations done in there, so your fingers do grab it nicely. Beautifully done on the mokutai. Very, very, very nicely done. Something else that I really appreciate about this is the fully sculpted, notice the mill work done, 3D mokutai pocket clip. And something that I don't know that we've ever seen on any Reate knife is a crown spine. Nicely rounded off. He's doing a new satin finish on these. A little bit different than we've seen before. Definitely a lot more refined, a lot finer looking. Like that fuller right there too. One of the interesting things about this, so your handle is very slim here, gets very wide here, and you've got a very, very wide blade. A lot like that Maximus that I showed you a couple videos back by Terry Savidan. When you hold this, it feels really good in the hand, and that blade drops down towards your knuckles. So you've got a lot more blade to work with here. This is a good slicer. It's a good little sticker. Oh yeah. And the action is just unreal. Now there's a brand new bearing system being used in here that Reate has never used before, and I will try to slip a picture in here into the editing of this video. By now you would have already seen that. It would have been in the beginning of the video if I was able to get it in. I'm going to tell you right now, this is something entirely new for Reate, and I think it's going to change the game for them. They have already made a huge impression on the entire industry and the collectors worldwide, because these are made in China. Now again, it's not farmed out to China, and it's not some sweatshop. It's David Deng, who is a knife maker and a machinist, in his own shop, running his own machines with his own small crew. So I want you to keep that in mind as well, and I try to stress that on all the Reate videos that I do, but it is important once again to stress that. You're buying into superior quality at really good prices. Now this is a pretty expensive knife for Reate. So you're around $450 for the basic version, okay, which would be the carbon fiber inlays. I think it's a stonewashed blade that they use on that one, and the stonewash frame. Still an amazing knife. Then you go up. I don't know that they're going to be offering a version like this in the natural look of titanium with the mokutai. The only mokutai onlay version I have seen has been in a black DLC frame. So black frame with the mokutai and the satin finish blade. There's also going to be a Damasteel blade option and Damasteel with mokutai. And that one's going to be around $800, and that puts you in the league of custom-made knives. But I want you to think, how many customs are available as titanium integrals for less than $1,500? There's one. The Marfione Annex. That's it. period. And that, in plain titanium with a stonewash blade, is $750, direct maker's price. This one, in a Damasteel blade and Mokutai accents, would be $800. So you've got a tremendous savings by looking at this. And you're losing. I mean, you are losing absolutely nothing. No corners are being cut on this knife. Now, I'm going to make this a somewhat short video because I don't want to belabor any of the points, because I'm just going to keep reiterating over and over how amazing it is. So what I want you to do is take a nice close look for yourself. And you tell me that this knife isn't balls out amazing. Look at the details, like right here. Look at this. The fact that you have a steel lock bar insert that also doubles as an over travel. That amazing clip. Oh yeah. This is a special piece. This is an amazing piece. I don't just mean the fact that this was a prototype. I mean, this model, the future, is an important piece for Reate knives. And I honestly think that every true knife lover, if you love modern custom flippers, you need to own this knife. If you've ever dreamt of owning a GTC, but you'll never be able to afford it, or you can't justify that expense even if you can afford it. You're like, well, you know, $2,000 on average, or I could spend between $500 and $800-ish and do this. I'm going to tell you right now, as a multiple GTC owner myself, this is a really good option. Now, I'm not saying buy this instead of a GTC. What I'm saying is, if there's a choice and that GTC just isn't going to be in the cards for you, it's too hard to chase one down, it's too hard to wait 2 or 3 years to get one by being on Gus's books, or it's just too much of a financial burden, I'm going to tell you right now that this is an admirable substitute. This is a dream knife that's being made as a full production at a fairly reasonable price. I say fairly reasonable because there's always going to be that one jackhole that goes, oh, would never spend no $500 on no folding knife. I can't hack wood with it. Fuck you. That's not what this is about. And stop doing that. I get it. You like $20 folding knives. Awesome. Good for you. Not knocking it whatsoever. So stop knocking people that spend more. If you're buying mid-tech and custom knives and you're already spending $500, $600, $800, $1,000, $1,200, $1,500 on knives, you're the guy that this knife is made for. And you're the guy that I'm talking to. This is an exceptional value. Yes, I understand that a Kobe beef steak is a lot more expensive than the ground round hamburger meat that you got at the fucking grocery store, because it's different. There are different levels. If all you want is that $5 pack of meat, I'm not going to tell you that you should be eating a $100 steak. But if you're that guy that's already gonna buy that $100 steak, that's the taste that you have acquired, you need to check one of these out, because it truly is amazing. I have found myself reaching for this more and more and more often over the past 2 weeks since I've gotten it. And I've gotten a couple of really nice customs in during that time. And I still come back to this and go, Oh, shit. I mean, I got excited when I opened the box and I unzipped that pouch. I always get excited when I unzip my pouch. I'm just like that. But this was particularly exciting. And I haven't lost that excitement at all. I love this friggin' knife. It's gorgeous. The action is, I can't describe it to you. It is silky, smooth, and lightning fast, and like spit between two panes of glass. It is amazing. It's like Astroglide between two juicy ass cheeks. It is smooth. And for such a big knife to somehow find a way to be compact in the pocket, that is a testament to the genius that is Tashi. I mean, that does not seem like a really big knife. And now, look at that. Holy shit. Oh yeah. So with that, guys, I'm going to get out of here, keeping this relatively short for my videos. But I will tell you this, when this releases, it's supposed to release, I believe, around September of 2016. You need to find a way to get one. Many dealers right now are doing pre-orders. Knife Center, GP Knives, I believe Blade HQ. A lot of places are doing pre-orders. Get your pre-order in. Don't wait. Don't wait till they come out and then you're forced to wait even longer because all the pre-orders have to get fulfilled first. Get it on order and enjoy the living shit out of it. And come back here and comment and tell me your honest thoughts when you get it. See if I was right or wrong. I bet you I was right, though. See you guys in the next video.